Happy Friday, everyone. There's almost not a stream today because I had no idea it was Friday. Holidays and a toddler being at home, but there's no sense of what day of the week it is. But luckily, I remembered in time, though I didn't schedule the stream until, I don't know, about an hour ago. So this might be a quiet live stream, which might be a good opportunity because I'm drawing names today. So if there's not a big turnout, there's more opportunities to get your name drawn. So there's that. If you are here, I really appreciate it because this is a little bit last minute. So thank you for being here. It looks like there's tons of people in the chat, which is pretty cool. Nice to see that. I was a little bit worried I was gonna go live and there'd be no one here since I didn't schedule it ahead of time. Got a question I see from Patrick Putman. It said, "Hey Chris, I've gotten in the habit of designing your own tattoos. Do you draw your own tattoos?" Not really, because I tend to get sick of my stuff pretty quickly. I generally come up with ideas for what I want for a tattoo, and then I have people whose work that I like, mainly some of my friends, but also just some tattoo artists that I like, kind of reinterpret my idea in their own style. And that way it has like the meaning that I want, which is usually silly. Nearly all of my tattoos are kind of silly, but I have them done in their style, so then I can appreciate them forever because I don't get sick of other people's stuff usually. It's just my own. So there's that. I'm gonna get into to start drawing. Last week I did a live stream where I didn't draw at all. I just hung out and answered questions, and it was a lot of fun. I apologize for a little bit of the nasally voice. I've been sick for weeks now. My kid had RSV, which every time I say that to someone, they're like, "Oh my God, what's that?" It's not a big deal when they're not a baby, but it's just like a bad cold that lasts a while. Obviously, I got it because he's 3 and screams in my face all the time. So I've had boogies in the nose for a long time. I'm worried it's going to be the rest of my life. So there's that. Anyway, let me switch over to my iPad and just... Oh, yeah, see, we do have very low turnouts. I should probably hide the little number that shows how many people are here because it's a little embarrassing. But you know what? It's a special live stream. Anyway, just a quick shout out to all of my amazing channel members, all of my super supporters and above. Get their name drawn and included in all the videos that I make while they are active members. Here they are. Look at them. They're all the best people. You'll see some names in the chat. Some familiar names. All right. So let me adjust my situation here and smash my thumbs while we're at it. Let's see. Okay. I got a pencil. Well, I'll put in some background music. Illustrating, you said, first day you've been able to get off the couch since getting sick on Christmas. That is a bummer. It's just, I don't know, it's a thing. I remember when I was a kid, I used to always get sick right before the holidays, and it was the worst. Jan Birch, you said, feel better soon. Thank you. I appreciate that so much. I mostly feel better. I don't really feel sick. It's just the snot. The epic amount of snot, and then at night, the tickling of the throat that keeps me awake. Okay, we got names already on the list. The super Matty B is keeping track of these things because he's a hero. I didn't know if he was going to be able to make it to the stream today, but he's here, and all is well. I had to do it by myself last time. It was not easy. So, the first name that I have on the list is Decemben. Asking for sassafras sound system. All right, we're already getting tricky here. People asking for names that aren't their own. Not how I roll, but I'm doing it. I always say that, and I do them anyway. The reason why I say that is because, I don't want to get into a situation where I'm like doing like logo-y type things or whatever. I don't know. Listen. I may have to take a, this is a long one for the first. That looks so weird without a space there. Okay, I finished. I may have to blow my nose in a minute. Okay. We got a lot of S's. So many S's, and maybe that'll influence the design. Not really sure. I think we're gonna do something like maybe something a little fancy-ish for sassafras. And then I will sound system is one word, so I'll maybe do that smaller below it. Okay, let's see. I think maybe I just need to start freestyling to see what it's gonna look like, because I don't really know. We got these two S's. Maybe we can like tuck them in together. This sound, so maybe it could be kind of flowy and move around a little bit. I'm not sure. We're just freestyling right now, so we're hoping something comes of this. Jesse Coleman said you have older kids and it gets better. It won't be your whole life, if that helps. It does help a little bit. All right, so there's some interesting combinations happening here, but I feel like it needs to flow a little bit better. So I think what I'll do is bring down the transparency and then maybe like see if we can make this line more intentional, this like baseline. And then what if we duplicate it and then bring it up? Maybe something like that. Let's merge those two together, and then let's see if we can kind of use that to make this a little bit cooler by just having it kind of flow, excuse me, with the curves. I think this can work. So what I'll do now is just make it a bit bigger and do a tighter version. Patrick Putman, you are next on the list. I saw your comment in the chat. I'm just quickly quitting my Discord over here because it's blowing up in my ear. Speaking of my Discord, we've got a great community on the channel's Discord server, which you can find the link in the description of this live stream. So I'm just kind of following my sketch, but just kind of smoothing it out a little bit and maybe exaggerating some of these shapes so that they kind of fit together nicer. I think that S got a little bit too close to the other S there, but I will go in and kind of maybe erase some parts of that once I fill it all in and I get a better feel for the relationship between the letters. I was actually feeling like extra crappy on Wednesday night, and I knew I was feeling extra crappy because when I was sitting on the couch watching TV, I didn't even pick up my iPad. And like, it is very rare that I'm not just like drawing on my iPad the whole time when I'm just like watching TV at night after the kid goes to bed. So I was like, uh-oh, I must be really sick because it didn't even occur to me. But it was actually kind of a good thing because my arm has, my forearm has been really hurting. And not my drawing arm, actually. For the first time, it's my other arm now, and I think it's because of the way I was like holding my iPad, like holding it up, I guess. I don't know what I was doing, but my left arm is now in rough shape. So eventually, you hurt even your non-drawing arm from drawing too much. Okay, so the plan now is to just kind of finesse some of these spots where it's a little weird. Like this is a little too tight here. So just kind of use the brush as an eraser to just kind of add a little space where needed so it's not too tight. And then we don't mess up any of the texture. I think this A has a little chunk that's a little bit weird. I just want there not to be any hard edges because it's like kind of flowy. Just flowing. If you are our channel regular, you may have noticed that there wasn't a video on Tuesday. I'm sorry for that. I was, because of the holidays, had to take a little bit of a break there. It was kind of weird because it's the first Tuesday that I haven't put out a new video since I started the channel. Oh, so hopefully I didn't ruin everything. And then another thing is this upcoming video is actually going to go up on Wednesday this time instead of Tuesday because I mixed up the dates and it's a Skillshare sponsored video and it is sponsored for the month of January, and I thought Tuesday was January, but it's not. It's Wednesday, and I can't post it till January, so that's what's happening. So we're going a long time without a video, and I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. Afnord, I forgot it was Friday too. Patrick Pony, you said, I love how creative you are on the fly. It blows my mind. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I don't know why I said for no reason there. I gotta get this sound system in here, and I haven't planned it out yet, so we're gonna, on a new layer, I'm gonna switch back to the pencil, and I'm gonna just sort of kind of work with the space. I'm actually starting with system over here just because I think that I saw that opening and that S could fit in there, so I'll You know what? We can do something better with that. Ready for this? Are you ready for this? Here it comes. Sound. Wait. Hold on. I'm going to put this here, and then we'll go. Whoosh, pull that in. Okay. And then. Okay. Let's tighten that up. Kyle Andrews says, does sassafras have 2 or 1 S at the end? It has 1. Really? Right off the bat I messed this up? That's okay. It's no big deal. No big deal. Listen, I'm warming up. I didn't like that other S either. We're just gonna make this last S look a little bit more intentional now because it's the final S. The final S down. What did I just say? I think I was saying like the final countdown, but I made it the S. That does not make any sense. That is not the brush. Thank you for catching that. I forget who said it, but I appreciate that. I get distracted, and that's why I write down the name so I can like cross-reference, but then I forgot to do that. I would have probably done it again at the end. I think I just, when you say sassafras, there's an ass. You gotta put the ass in sassafras, if you catch my drift. Churchill, hyped to finally catch a live. I am hyped that you are here. Thank you. Okay, let's merge that down. All right, let's get this in here. So I'm just gonna flow that S down on the bottom like that. Boom. Gonna crank this out. First shot. Like this. Pull this in here. Boom. Okay, let's delete that. Let's double check spelling since I already messed up once. See, I thought there was 2 S's in sassafras, so there's just 1. Sass-a-fras. Sound system. Okay, 1 down. Merge that, delete all this other stuff. New layer, sketchy brush. Patrick Putnam said, you signed up for your Skillshare free trial and have been taking your classes regularly. Thank you so much. I am due for a new class. I haven't done one in a while, and I'm supposed to do one because I'm one of the Skillshare top teachers on that program. I'm supposed to do one every 6 months. I'm very late on that. The problem is I was working on a class doing patterns using the Adobe Capture workflow into Fresco, and it was being buggy on the current version, and I was worried that it was like going away, but it still works on the beta version, which is newer than the old version, so I think it's just a bug. So I'm just making sure before I spend time on a class that might not work. Next up is Patrick Putnam, who I was just talking to. P-A-T-R. Did I say Putnam? I meant Putman. Putman. Did I? I don't know what I said. Who knows? There's no way to know what I said. Except for rewatching the video afterwards. I think I need to change the, I need to edit the chat overlay again. Because I think it's a little too small now. It was huge before, not usable, but now I'm wondering if it's too small. Might be hard to see. Anyway, it also looks terrible because it's very hard to control the way it looks because I'm bad at that kind of thing for the plugin or whatever it's called. All right. I'm gonna actually just make a little group right now for the names, because once I actually accidentally erased one of the names and it was not ideal. Okay, what are we gonna do for this? Patrick Putnam. I think I'm just gonna freestyle a little bit here. Maybe like using this like kind of lowercase fancy A, and like, but then we're like, nope, we're switching back to the uppercase R, maybe. I don't know if we're gonna do this. We'll see. I may change my mind. Tuck that there. Or maybe it comes further. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I like it yet. We're gonna find out. We might do something else. Am I smoothing down? Okay. The other thing is to like lean into the angles. Maybe we could do that. Patrick, which direction are you feeling more? The sort of angular one, or the like kind of blocky fitting together situation we got going above? If you can respond very quickly, I will go in one of those directions. Are you here? Are you listening? You like the blocky one? Okay. Cool. All right. Let's make it better then. Let's see. Getting a little too locked in with these serif things, which I don't really want to do. I want to make this fit together better and more interesting. So I'm just gonna like use this as a very loose starting point and then try to figure out things we can do to make it more cool and fun. So one thing would be maybe we like pull this K down and have it like be part of this N, maybe? I don't know. We'll see. Not sure if that's going to be fun or not. There's no way to really know. But then maybe the N is small, then maybe the M comes up and it's like, no, I'm coming up into that spot. Or no. All right. I'm in the struggle zone here. You know, I like to say this all the time, but in the sketch phase, we keep things messy. And it's important because if it looks really good, you're not giving yourself the room to play around and have fun and come up with interesting things because you're focused on trying to make it look good. So if your sketch process looks great, you're probably not coming up with the best ideas because you're focusing on the wrong thing. This is not the time to make a good drawing. This is the time to come up with something cool and fun. I'm also saying that because this is a hot mess right now. But I mean it with all of my heart. I'm gonna take a moment here. Decemison, thanks so much, Chris. My friend MR6L level design is going to be so soaked. He did your Stinktober, and now you have an original for me. Awesome. Sklarlodny91. What graphic apps would you recommend for downloading to your phone? I don't really do a lot of graphic stuff on my phone. I do have Fresco on my phone so that if I need to access a file quickly, I can do that. Uh-oh. Hold on, I see a message from Matt. Oh, it's the sassafras thing. It's the sassafras. We already fixed it. All right, let me look at this again because it is hot garbage right now, and we can't do that to Patrick Putman. We gotta do it right for him. I think it could be a situation where I am just overthinking what's happening, and we just need to kind of take a beat and just look at it with fresh things happening. Okay, so we can assess where the problem is. One of the problems is we forced. Do you like how I say we to bring you into this equation? We forced the K and the N to be together, but no other things have a combination. So maybe that shouldn't happen. So what does that mean? It means that we are going to start. We're gonna figure some stuff out right now. Generally, this might be a bad idea because I'm just drawing shapes right now, but it might help me figure out what's happening. Oh, so that's interesting. So we have the K on that angle. It sort of matches this angle for the N. So there's that rhythm, visual rhythm happening there. And then we could pull this up here. We're doing some construction right now, some visual construction, and now that's a problem because we need that. We got this space here that is not a space that we want. We're gonna go wild with. I'm losing it. Are you guys ready to see me pull this back from the dead? Because I can do it. I can save this. At least I hope. For Patrick's case. I can't look at the chat or the questions right now because we are in a danger zone. The other one came together a little too easily, and now we are being punished for how easy the first one went. Oh my god, there's too many questions there. Nord, you said, no matter what I do, I cannot get things to fit as tight as you do, and my lettering looks so weak. Always impressive, Chris. Well, thank you so much. I think, it comes down to a lot of practice and weird obsession with it. And, even before, like, lettering was such, like, a focal point for me, even, when I was a kid, I used to love drawing lettering, too. But, like, I would obsessively draw tons of little things on a page. And a lot of it was because I just had this, like, insatiable need to draw, but also at the same time, this overwhelming, like, feeling like I didn't know the perfect thing to draw, or just, like, being really indecisive about what to draw. So I was like, okay, well, I'll just draw something small, and then that'll help me draw something else, because I'll just, like, make something that fits into that space. And I would just, like, fill pages with stuff, and that is so just, like, doing that forever makes me, like, think about the the space between things, and, like, really looking at the negative space left over from something and trying to figure out, like, how I can use that for the other thing. So I think it's just, like, I've trained my brain to think in a certain way. So I'm, like, connecting a lot of letters in ways that I might erase pieces of, but drawing it this way is a little bit easier for me to, like, fit the space, and then we can, like, get rid of unnecessary parts or, like, weird connections. I think I was rounding that part of the K because I want some of these to be more round than other letters. Like, the P's are clearly going to be round, so I don't want that to be the only thing that is not boxy. Well, I guess they don't need to be round, but I just feel like having some things that are a little bit round will add to, I don't know, something. We're definitely going to need a round of cleanup in a minute, but it's starting to feel less hopeless. Will said Chris is sassy. Chris is sassafras to the max. I put the ass in sassafras. Just realized I'm drawing this pretty small. The good thing is I make my documents huge for the live stream. I don't know why I do that, but I do. What am I talking about? Okay, that's going to be a tricky area that we're going to have to deal with. Patrick Putt-Man. Okay. All right, what we're going to do is fill these all in, and then we can make it better. Because we can, like... So I just watched that, like, relatively new, I don't think it's that new, Joker movie with, like, Lady Gaga. And what I don't understand, and I'm wondering if anyone can tell me, is, like he goes back to jail, and before that, he didn't do any, like, real Joker-y things besides killing a bunch of people, which, is bad, but, like, what, like, is that just, like, an alternate storyline? Because, like, there's no Batman involved. Like, he's, like, Batman's #1 villain, but, like, there's no That doesn't happen? Like, what am I missing? Like, why? Also, I watched... Well, I didn't know I was going to be ranting about things that I've watched, but I've been watching things because, that's what you do sometimes. Watched the Saturday Night Live movie last night, and, like, why did they have that same actor play Jim Henson and Andy Kaufman? Like, why did they do that? That was so distracting to me. Can someone tell me? Was there a reason for it? Like, maybe if there's a reason, then I can be like, oh yeah, okay, I'm on board. That's kind of a funny idea. But, like, otherwise, like, what is happening? Okay, so we're in this situation here where there's, like, it's kind of fun, but there's something not right about it. I think it needs to be like a 3D thing. Okay. Listen, sometimes you gotta spend a little bit more time doing it right. Jen Birch, what brush are you using today? I've been using so far I've just been using two brushes from my Retro Supply Co. pack in the draw. I've been using the Sketchy for my sketches, and then I've been using the Classic Inker, which is my favorite inking brush, to do the final line work. But I think for this one, I'm going to switch over to my vector brush presets, the Gritty Vector ones, because I want to do some vector trimming to make this feel a little bit more cohesive, because it's a little messy right now, and trimming is going to help me do this right. So I'm just going to start blocking in these angles, and that's going to make it feel less all over the place. Like, I think I'm going to start with a bunch of these verticals, and then I just want there to be a little bit more interaction between these. I'm forcing it. I'm bringing this R down. I don't want it to be too rigid. Any regular watchers, can you tell me if this is the most I've struggled before? Have you seen me struggle more than this? Because I am in struggle town. But I still feel hopeful. If I didn't feel hopeful, I would probably just give up and be like, oh, there it is. And that's pretty okay, because I feel like I'm at a point where I can not be fully satisfied, but just like ship it. And then, it's gonna not be the worst thing that's ever been made. Your friendly neighborhood nerd says it's an alternate take on Joker's origin story, but the Joker we see in the movie supposedly inspired the true Joker, who will go on to fight Batman when he grows up. Bruce Wayne is a kid in part one. Oh, okay. Okay, so it's like there's an OG Joker that he's not really the Joker. He's the Joker, but he's not the Batman villain Joker yet. Okay, that's something. So that means that's not the real Harley Quinn. So I feel like there's a lot of things that have to happen for that to make sense. So it's like someone's like, okay, I'm gonna be Joker, and then someone's like, oh, cool, I'll be Harley Quinn. Ridiculous. It's frickin' ridiculous. That's what I have to say about that. This tea is really trouble. What if we just go wild and pull it like all the way over here, like this, and pull this all the way in? You might be looking at your screen right now and being like, this just looks like pure chaos because I'm going to be using the vector trimming and I haven't trimmed anything. So it just looks like I've lost my mind and I'm just scribbling on the page. And you wouldn't be completely wrong, but don't lose hope in me yet. Bringing some angles into the mix here just to make it less, I don't know, perfect. And we're gonna do like a 3D thing. Let's trim some pieces. I said I was gonna trim, but I haven't trimmed yet. We're gonna trim. We're gonna go like that. Jonah Saucedo, Chris, have you watched the movie called Wild Style about graffiti in New York? I have not. Gosh, there's so many questions. Okay, EJ and McDonald, you'd love a class on metal band logos. That would be fun. I feel like I should I've actually have this video idea that I've been wanting to make where I just take these like maybe like older pop bands just because I think it's be funnier. Like, I don't know. Just like old pop bands from like the 60s or something. Like maybe the Beach Boys or something. And just like reimagining them as like metal band logos. Like I think that's the video idea. I don't know. I gotta flesh it out a little bit. But I did like a test doing the Carpenters in like a death metal logo, and then I did like Steely Dan as it kind of looks like the Slayer logo. And it was fun. And I was like, maybe I can make this a video. Let me know what you think about this wacky idea. I also still want to make a video where I like redesign the most influential albums of my life. It's just a little tricky because it's so hard to narrow it down. But I've been working on it. I have like a Spotify thing that I'm like using to try to narrow it. And I'm like 15 and I'm like, that's kind of too many for a video and like the amount of time to like do all that thing and then like actually make it look good. So I don't know. Anyone have any thoughts on that? Squints Prince, you said you're working on a brand for a skate shop, Rollerblade, right now. Thanks for all the inspiration. Oh, that's cool. Super rad. Afe Nord said, it's been a while since I've seen you pushing like this, but you're not feeling 100% either, so you always work it out, and honestly love watching you troubleshoot. Well, thank you. As you said, shows that it isn't just magic, but it takes work. That's for sure. That's like the idea where people say, oh, you're so talented, or I just don't have the talent. I can't even draw a stick figure. Listen, talent is overrated. And also, I think it's not the talent more than it's like an interest. So like if you like drawing and you're interested in drawing, you're going to draw more and you're going to get better because drawing more makes you better. Like if I was just born with talent, then how come when I look at my other drawings, even stuff from not that long ago, I'm like, well, this is trash because I've gotten better. Like did the daily drawing project for 14 years, and I remember when I reached 1,000 days, I was like, I'm gonna put together a book, and I called it 1,000 Days of Drawing. They're sold out, but I have those original ones as an ebook, which I don't recommend buying, because when I look at those drawings right now, I'm like, holy hell, these are trash. But I was like, I'm gonna put them in a book. And then when I got to 2,000, I did another book called Another 1,000 Days of Drawing, and I was like, oh, I've gotten so much better. I can't believe it. But when I look at that book now, I'm like, ugh, a lot of these are trash. This is embarrassing. I think that book is sold out too, but they're both available as ebooks. And that was mainly why when I got to 10 years, I was like, I'm going to do a book that's just like my favorite drawings, because some of them weren't bad. And then I sort of like updated some old ones in that book. So, you know, I guess my point was that my drawings used to be bad and now they're not, so talent is not a thing. Philippe Sazanwix. I like your lettering. Greetings from Argentina. Thank you so much. I'm sorry this is taking so long, but we're going to get there. We're close. Whoa. Wheelan Pretoria said, started following your channel today. Some of your tutorials really helped me out as I'm playing around with some company logo ideas. Cool, glad to hear. All right, let's trim this out and do some 3D action. Whoop. All right, I should read a question while I am. AJ McCracken, I love it when it says we, like we're all doing this together. Yeah, I never think about it until I'm like struggling, and then it's like I'm blaming you, like you guys all have to be associated with the hot mess that I'm making. Jan Birch said, love the way this is shaping up. This is going to be the best Draw My Name ever. Thank you. I'm glad that you are feeling hopeful for me. Okay, so the plan now is to just, let's get rid of this sketch and let's turn this back on. Let's move this like this, and then let's duplicate this one. Maybe make it a little bit smaller like this. And actually, I was gonna like erase the center part. I'm just gonna use it as a visual reference now. And then I'm just gonna come back to the top layer and then just like connect these points. That's good enough. I usually will make it up at the top because it's I want to sort of make sure I fill in the areas that I want to, if that makes sense. I'll show you. So I'm just basically having it angle towards the center and then decide where it switches. And then just get those shapes to work out. Okay, so I think once this is filled in, then we can decide what little spots maybe would benefit from a little separation, then clean up anything that is weird. Okay, so let's erase this little chunk here, and then maybe just widen that a tiny bit. And I'm gonna do some cheating on this, these shapes down here because it doesn't look great. Like I'm gonna simplify this part and just join this all together. And I'm gonna angle this. Well, actually, no. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna pull it over a little bit to this line, just so this bottom part looks a little bit more like a more interesting shape, and not just like forced to be a certain shape because of the letters. Because now it still looks like it could be the 3D like version, but just looks a little bit cooler. Okay, one little thing. I think we got there. Let's move this over here, and then let's just turn on the, hold on. Turn on the sassafras one. Just put these on the screen for a second while I write down the next name, because that took me a long time, and I just need that visual proof for a second. Thanks for the super chat, Rock Beasley. You are up. I forgot to mention, I try to do these first come, first serve, as you know, the first ones at the beginning of when the stream goes live, and then there's the opportunity to cut the line with a super chat of $20 and above. So that's what Rock Beasley did, coming in here, skipping the line. Okay. Rock Beasley. Okay, so I'm already, like, I even just writing the name out, I like looped that R under because I love doing that. I feel like we can do some, maybe like a kind of a fun script situation here with this. Especially because there's like a Y in Beasley. Maybe we can connect those somehow. Let's see. Oh, also like the B matches the R. They're like very similar letters, so there's like that visual rhythm there. Oh, maybe this R can become like an L there. Let's see. Not sure yet, but what we do now is we just look for, you know, things that could work here and what might not work. So we have this R like this. Maybe this comes down. B. I don't know if I want the L thing to happen, but we're gonna. That's not it either. Let's see. Let's try one where we start with Beasley and then see, because it's like the longer one. And then we can maybe let that influence the rock. I kind of like that, this like little loop thing happening. Maybe we can make it like a chunky, like a what? Love that said. What do you think about Kyle working for Procreate now? I think it's great for Kyle. I think Kyle is an amazing brush maker, and Procreate has a great brush engine, and they're trying lots of new things and being innovative. And I think, you know, Kyle, I don't think he's the kind of person who should just be like locked in at like one thing, and maybe Adobe is such a big company, he could get a little bit like lost in the shuffle. And I think, you know, he's a super cool dude, super talented, and it seems like he can kind of lead more at Procreate. I think, you know, I have nothing against Procreate. I think Procreate's amazing. It just it doesn't do everything that I like for my workflow. Like it, you know, there's just things about Fresco that are better for the way I work. But, you know, again, that doesn't mean that I don't think Procreate is fantastic. And, you know, things could change in terms of like what they offer. Like I'm not I always kind of say that I'm software agnostic. Like I use what works best for me at any given time. It just so happens that Fresco has been the thing that is like the perfect app for me for a very long time, and nothing else does everything that Fresco does so perfectly for me. So I'm trying to like do a more kind of like a wiggly script here. I don't know, I went straight to the inking brush because I was feeling confident, but it may still be sketching, but just doing it tighter. We'll have to see what happens as we go. We're gonna do a quick I'm gonna do tap the mute, and Oh, hey, I feel quite a bit better now. Gordon Kane, you said, "Hey Chris, good to see you still at it. About 15 years ago, you commissioned me to illustrate trading card game playmat for me." Huh. Wow. That's awesome. I do not remember that. I got a red face from just blowing my nose like a psycho. 15 years ago. It's like a different lifetime. That was very early on in my career as a full-time freelance illustrator. I had probably just transitioned from working full-time at a design studio. All right, so I'm just leaning into the fact that I'm still very much sketching because I kind of want it to be like kind of wiggly, flowy script. So it's like smooth, but kind of undulates a little bit. Almost like it's liquid. Metro Cat Piss. Love that. It's my goal to fall in love with drawing again. I need to draw more non-client shit for me. Hey, that's how I started my daily drawing project a long time ago. I don't do it anymore, but I did it for over 14 years, and it was like, you know, I went to art school, became a graphic designer, and was like, oh, this was my dream job. This is what I'm doing. Everything's great. But then I was like, wait a second. I never really draw outside of like sketches for client work anymore. And it kind of freaked me out because, like, I don't know, I thought I would lose it, and drawing was such like an important part of my life. Like, it was like one of the things that gave me a little bit of confidence as a kid because I was like bad at sports and stuff. And when you're in like middle school and stuff like that, that's rough. So I was like, I don't know how that's related. It just was, you know, drawing was such a big part of my life, and I didn't want to lose that. And I was like, if I don't draw anymore, maybe it'll go away. So I can't just be like, oh, I'm going to start drawing more, because I need, rules. I need to trick myself into making anything happen. So that's what the daily drawing challenge did for me. All right, so for some reason I decided to do this with the Gritty Vector brush presets. My Gritty Vector brush presets. So I don't know. It's probably not necessary for this, but maybe if I want to have a couple sharp edges in there. But I don't know if that's going to match the style, so I think we're just doing it for whatever. Oh, I think it would be nice to have like maybe some points like the end of like the C. Those could be kind of sharp. I think I'm gonna kind of make this kind of thicken up a little bit right there. Just gotta make sure I'm like doing the wiggly stuff everywhere. Just gonna have a lot of variety between the thicks and the thins. And also like keeping those like that connection that's not really part of a letter really thin, I think will help with the readability, but also just kind of give it a little bit of visual contrast. PD Quills, will you see the new Nosferatu? I want to see you draw the new listen, I don't know if it's embarrassing for me to say that I don't know what that is, but I don't think I know what that is. And it sounds like I'm supposed to know. And I'm sorry that I don't know what that is. Is this when I realize that I'm old or something? Maybe you could let me know and tell me if I'm a dummy for not knowing. Okay, so let's turn that off and let's just trim these few little pieces to get those nice sharp points. Okay. And I think instead of filling this all in, what I'm gonna do is just select the outside and then the little counters. Here, 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 here. I guess I don't need to announce all of them. And then I'll just, on a new layer, fill that in. What did I do? Oh, select inverse. And then we can fix up a couple little spots. We forgot the counter on this little loop. So just select that on that layer and then come up here and erase it. And we missed the one on the S right here. Erase. Okay. So I don't love this whole what is happening? Deselect. Oh, we had a selection still. Okay. I don't love this, the C being really perfect and then this like R kind of being a little too chonky right here. So I'm gonna thin this out because it's like a connection. It's not supposed to be really that bold. And then we can just make this C a little chunkier here. And then just kind of smooth it, taper it a little bit more like that. It's a little too dramatic, I gotta say. I think the C doesn't need to have a tail like that. Well, that's weird too. I have a better idea. We're just gonna let the C just, you know, be just a little C. It's just the last letter of word here of a name. I'm trying to make it do too much. It's like, listen, I'm just a little C. Just let me just live my little C life up here. That doesn't look good either. Maybe it needs a little something, okay? It needs a middle ground is what we need for the C. Yeah, I think that's okay. And I think to make it just to make it all tie together, we're just gonna do a simple little border. That's just like a little bit of a frame. All right, Rock Beasley. I think that's it. Let me just make sure I didn't mess anything up, which didn't. That's good. I hope you like it. Let's delete all this stuff. Move that in there. Another super chat. DC Scarred. Let's check on this spelling. DC SKARSGARD. There's another one after that too. Case 9. Okay, let's get into it. Maybe we could do, because DC is short, it's just letters. Like maybe it's like we need like a wide, bold DC situation. Like what can we do with these two letters? Because they don't really work. How can we make them work together in an interesting way? Oh, maybe so it's like the C can kind of, if it has that curve thing, maybe we could do like a little tail on the D, so there's like a little bit of a visual balance. Maybe we can use symmetry to see if there's something that we can do to like have it be like a balance thing. I don't know if that is coherent language. Let's move this over. Oh, not the rotate one. That, turn off the move. Okay, so if we do this and then not that. Okay, so what if, hear me out, we got like this D thing, like this, and then the C, it's got that same top part, but maybe the C comes down like this. So they got the same like angles, but it doesn't look like a G. Then we can just sort of, oh wait, no, because it's gotta have that angle. Let's fix it with this symmetrics. Move this up. I just feel like we can get there. I think it's worth trying. Kyle, how do you make your vector brush jittery like that? So I have a video on how to make vector brush presets, because I made them available in my shop, but then I was like, you know, other people could do these themselves, so maybe they don't need to buy mine. So I made a video showing you how to make your own, so you could do it that way. But there's a jitter effect in the presets, but then if you mess with like the angle, the angles and like the pressure things, you can get it to look what's the word? You know, like gritty and not just like a pattern repeating. So the key here is trying to make this C not look weird. I gotta turn off the symmetry because we can't have that because then it'll look like a G. So that's a tricky thing. So what I'm gonna do here is not fully give up on this idea yet because I still believe in it. Oops. What is happening? Oh, I was using the triple and I was wanting to just erase a little bit. Okay. So just getting rid of these lines. Should have left symmetry on for this part. Whatever. Okay. So I think it might be okay when we do something with like the scars guard down here, and then maybe we make like a shape around it, and then it'll sort of get rid of the because then we won't notice this space as much because there'll be other stuff to look at. So I'm thinking like maybe we use this something like this, and then let's duplicate that, flip it, use that as like a starting point and see if we can come up with anything. So, oh, so the S is right in the middle. So maybe we like start with something like that. I'm just kind of freestyle a little bit. I don't know if this is where, probably not where we're going to end up, but it's just sort of, I don't know. So maybe we could do like come to like a 3D point like that. And then if like this has a border like that, I think it could be pretty cool. Okay, let's I think if we make it like gritty, it'll also help too. So let us use this all as the sketch. So SKARSGARD. Okay. Let's merge this all down. Make it a little bit bigger. All right, let's just get in there. So I'm going to start with I'm going to do this, but I want it to be just kind of like not so smooth. So I'm kind of just doing like a kind of wiggly line. I think I might afterwards like use some, maybe put some texture in it. We'll see. Metro Cat Piss. What has been everyone's favorite thing to draw this year? Let's see. I had fun doing the Stinktober challenge. What else did I like to draw? I don't really know. Oh, I did those, like, that series of weird SpongeBob puns, which was fun. And I did, like, I drew a bunch of the X-Men as SpongeBob characters, which was fun too. I don't know why. Yeah, that's a funny thing for me to do, and it's enjoyable to sort of like redraw things in different styles. But I guess only if it's styles that I like to draw or that are like relevant to the way that I draw. I've been considering this like video idea where I put a bunch of like different cartoons on like a spinny wheel and then like make mashups based on that. And it would be like, I don't know, like a mix of like some stuff from like the 90s and maybe even the 80s, but then also some like newer Cartoon Network stuff, or like, you know, obviously SpongeBob would be on there. And I think, I don't know, does that seem like it would be an interesting video? Oh, let me know. Let me know in the comments. Hey, I should make my little guy walk across the screen. EJ and McDonald, albums would make a great series or a mini challenge like Inktober. Ooh. Wonder, like, how would I, the thing is, I feel like it would be more than like a day's drawing. I guess it wouldn't have to be. I don't know. Like you draw your, well, I don't know. I don't know how that challenge would work. What are you thinking? Do you have an idea? Maybe I'm overthinking it. Decemben said, maybe pick a few of your favorite influential albums and redo the cover art in your style. A cool mashup of themes. Yeah, I mean, that's sort of like the main thing. It just feels like if I'm saying that they're the top ones, that there's like a lot that need to be included for different reasons, because I am a serious overthinker. I also like had this other one that I was gonna do that I like worked really hard on making the playlist for, but I was like, oh, I'm gonna make a playlist of like my current favorite songs, and then I was like, the idea was that I was making cover art for it, but the cover art would be a jumble of things, like a little thing from that references each song on the playlist, if that makes sense. Like a little illustration that would all fit together into a big thing, and that would be the cover art for the mix. And then like, I think I could share the Spotify playlist or something. I'm curious if this will be better if I, let me duplicate this, and then let's fill in the DC, wrong layer, white, and then this black. Okay, I think this is pretty cool. I just want to, real quick, we're gonna load this as a selection, and then on a new layer, I'm just gonna come into my texture brushes from my Retro Splico set and choose the Dirt Bleed. Whoops. We made a boo-boo. I can't load it as a selection because I filled in the letters white, so I need to just erase those. Erase. Now load as selection. Now we can do it. I think I'll just do a little bit more in the middle with this grit builder. And deselect that, and then we just don't want it to be too perfect, so kind of gonna rough up the edges a little bit here. Then maybe erase some. Cool. It's totally different than the other ones. I think it's kind of fun. I hope you like it. All right. Let's see. We got another super chat to do. Let me go back to my sketchy brush. Whoops. Case 9. Case N-Y-N-E. Okay. Kyle Anderson, you said, are you planning any collab live streams in the future similar to the Bald Eagle wig? Yeah, the one I did with Josh. That was a fun one. I think I would like to do another one with Josh soon. I should reach out to him. I did one recently with my friend Kirk Wallace where we drew together in this weird web-based drawing app where you can draw at the same time. It was chaotic, I have to say. But yeah, you know, I would love to do more. I did one a long time ago with Tom Frost. That could be fun to do another one with him. But yeah, that'll happen soon. Just kind of playing around right here because I don't know exactly what I want to do, but starting with the 9 because like it's got some unique features like the Y. I kind of like this sort of like round, bold serif-y thing, and then how these letters can kind of flow together. I just don't want it to be too connected. Maybe the E and the N. I think this actually might work because the C has got to have a little bit of roundness to it. So let's see how we can interact with that. Oh, maybe we can do like an A. Like that. Oh, maybe we should have the C like reflect what the Y is doing with that tail. Let's see. Let's merge these down. Like if we take this thing and then copy, paste, flip it. Just rotate it a tiny bit. It is interesting that it's flowing perfectly into that N. That might be cool. So like this, kind of go like that, and then this. So if that happens, then the A needs to be a little bit smaller here. And the S, something like that. I think we're getting somewhere with this. There's a couple areas that are a little bit weird, but overall, I think there's some good things happening. So I'm gonna just did I put that in the same? Oh, okay. Let's just delete that stuff. Okay, let's see what we can do to make this better. So one of the issues right now is it's like kind of at an angle to one side, and it doesn't feel centered, but it doesn't feel intentionally to one side. So I think if we put everything at a little bit of an angle, it'll have that like consistent movement to it. So I think I'm just going to put in like a few visuals to help me with that. I'm just going to grab pink here. Just a few reference points to sort of keep me on a little bit of a visual angle. Not that I want to like stay too tight to that, but just like, you know, having the parts of the letters kind of follow that a little bit. I think it'll make it all have like a consistent trajectory. I'm still staying loose here because I'm still figuring out some weird areas that need to be finessed. Okay, so what I wasn't crazy about was the C is awkward. But I do like this flowing in and how it kind of matches the Y. Okay, so let's see what we can do. Jess Coleman said, or Jesse, have you ever done a redraw of your earlier drawings with a breakdown of what you've learned? I've drawn tons of my old drawings. Like when I go through some like sorts of creative block, I'll just sort of like look at old drawings and see if I can make them better, which obviously I can make them better, but or things that I thought like I liked, but they just didn't turn out how I wanted them to, and like may try to like redo that. But I haven't like broken it down in a way that explained, you know, what I've learned or why it's better. But that's a good idea. I think I'm gonna write that down. I'm hoping I'm gonna write that down. Hey Matt, maybe you can make a note of that so that I remember to do that, because I like that idea for a video. Okay, so I want to connect the S at the bottom here. It's just like trying to figure out where, oh, there we go. Okay. And then it's like figuring out how this S works on this curve. So, so maybe it just needs to come forward a little bit, and then the S can have a little bit more room. Okie dokie. This is good enough for me to commit to line work. Definitely gonna do this one in vector. I think I'm gonna do this in just like crispy lines from my crispy vector presets. I'm gonna use my monoliner because I want it to just be the same weight. Okay. So this way I can just sort of draw through these shapes, and then they'll fit together a little bit more perfectly, which is kind of what I want for this. I want it to have that sort of like fit together like a puzzle. I think I want the C to come over a little bit further. But this way I can like draw all of these connections through without having to like what am I trying to say here? I can like start the letters where the lines are influenced from the other letter, like even though they're not going to go all the way over there. Like this, the top of this N is following the shape of this S, but it doesn't go all the way over there, so I can draw it all the way through and then use the trimming to cut it off. You Salty, first time in the live chat. Love your work, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate that very much so. Lauren Sanders, I enjoyed your orange themed lead up to the November draw. Oh, like the color palette I was using? Thank you. Sean Michelson, you said you have 3 spinning wheels, 3 different eras of... Oh, wait. You're saying I should have 3 different spinning wheels, 3 different eras of cartoon characters. Got to mash up all 3. Wow. 3 mashups in one. Sounds a little bit brain melty. You know, I should have drawn this. Yeah. The more important line here is this curve from the Y. And more important because it, you know, it's like the shape that's flowing the direction. So because of that, I need to do the other, like the N after the fact, so I can kind of flow that line together. Like that. All right, we got to do some trimming soon because this is getting a little wacky. I guess might as well just kind of get through most of it, and then we can just trim what we don't need. Okay, let's turn off those lines and let's get the modifier and make sure we are on the right layer first. That is always very important. Trust Crawford said, heck yeah, spin wheel mashup. Sounds fun. Glad you think so. AJ McCracken said, you love spinny wheel mashups. Keeps it fun and interesting. That's what I was thinking. Glad you agree. Will said, hey Chris, you could create a poster like your 1000 challenge based on your fave albums. That would be a weird poster because my taste is very eclectic, so combining them together into one piece would be weird, but hey, maybe that could be fun too. Because, you know, my work is weird anyway. Isn't that like the whole point of my work? It's just that it's weird. I guess this isn't that weird. This is pretty straightforward. Okay, do we miss any things? I'm just double checking because I'm going to fill it in. And after you fill in, you can't use the vector trimming because it makes it a solid shape. But I think we are good. Oh, there was a spot we missed, but that's okay. I can erase it. There's also this little thing here where it's not as smooth as I want. Yeah, I think that turned out pretty cool. I like it. I hope you like it too. Case 9. Let me see something. Nick said the cartoon smash up pinwheel is a super cool idea. Do it now. Glad you think so. Jesse Coleman said a retro of your retro drawings. Carlos Rubio Art said, you found my channel a few months ago, and it has been so inspiring. I actually came in today to get some inspiration for a drawing I'm doing and found you were live. Oh, super cool. I do live streams nearly every Friday at this time, so check back next Friday. Yes, next Friday I will be here, but the Friday after that I won't, because going on a family vacation and won't be able to live stream. So that's that. I think, unfortunately, this has to be the last one. I gotta wrap it up. It's holiday time. Gotta play with my kid and stuff like that. But thank you all for hanging out. I appreciate all of you. I will be here again, drawing stuff, probably. Well, I'll be here. Yeah, I'm gonna do live stream next Friday. Also, Wednesday this week, I have a new video coming out. It's normally every Tuesday, but Wednesday my video is I draw every letter of the alphabet as a monster. Can you believe it? That's what the video is about. Quick thing, I forgot to mention, you can use the promo code LIVE in my shop to get 10% off your order. You can get my new book, Skulls and Lulls, or you probably get one of my new long sleeve shirts. I have not that many left, but there's a decent amount of size variation in the few that I have left. So if you want one, get them while you can. And also, if you are a channel member, you get 20% any or all of your orders. You can find the code in your YouTube member perks. So check that out. Will said, you assumed all of your favorite albums were Taylor Swift's. Well, listen, I can get down with some Taylor Swift, but my real favorite is Phoebe. This is my Phoebe Bridgers death metal shirt. She's the best. And she does have a song with Tay Tay. So, listen. Patrick Button said, you're eagerly awaiting your feedback on your designs on Skillshare. I have to get on there. I'm a little behind on checking out student projects. So thanks for the reminder to do that. This has been fun. Thank you all. I will see you all soon. Okay. Bye-bye.